Welcome back. With me now is head men's soccer coach Steve Moore. Steve, how you doing?
Good.
Preseason training going well. How's everyone feeling?
Yeah, it's been good. We've been in for 3 weeks now, and it's felt like it, but it's been good. Guys are, had 2 scrimmages already, but guys are anxious to get to the meaningful games, I think, and good amount of time to kind of feel guys out and get a sense of what we have. So yeah, we're excited to get going.
You're bringing a lot of core members from last year's season heading into this year's season. What can you take away from last season and bring into this season as far as the way you guys played, any kind of new drills or techniques that you're kind of focusing on?
I think probably the biggest things for us, I guess to cycle back even further, 2 seasons back had been successful end of the run, but it had been a challenging season. And so this past season kind of turned the page on that a bit. We had a good season, and we're back to the semifinals of the conference tournament. I think won 10 games, and so kind of that, particularly for the older players that had experienced both of those, got the belief going again that, hey, this is a top of the pack conference team, and that's what our expectation should be. And I think that has carried over into this year, in that they expect to be there and compete. And even talk amongst the team. Rio's always kind of been the one that gets talked about. That's who everyone's got to get past, and rightly so. We got knocked out by them, but we've gone back and we've talked and we've watched the film from the game, and we had our chances, and that kind of encompasses the whole season. That hey, we can play with anybody in the conference. There's nobody that we can't hang with if we're doing what we can do, and so that's exciting to have that thought going into the season, rather than we're 2/3 of the way through the season and now we're finally starting to come around that we can believe this. It's good to start that way.
And I said you have a good core group coming in. Who are your new guys coming in?
Sure. We've got a handful of them. Kep Chu probably will see quite a bit of time playing as a wingback for us. Keelan Hyman, see some time. He's banged up a little bit right now, but he's going to see some time in the middle of the field for us. Jake Erbs, local kid from Centerville, came on real late. Weren't sure at all what we were going to get with him, and he's been kind of a welcome addition. I don't know. We've got, I guess, kind of jumping forward maybe, we've got a fantastic goalkeeping crew, and I honestly believe probably most teams in our conference would be thrilled to have any of our 3 guys that we have, and we've got all 3 of them on the same team. So Kobe Foster's the new guy for us. It's going to be real tough for him to catch any time with the 2 guys. I mean, both guys have been first team all conference for us at the past 2 years, so it'd be tough for him, but he's not that far off the mark from what we've seen so far from him. I'm sure I'm leaving some other guys out. Like we say, we've had a number of guys coming through. Levi Griffiths has been good and is growing day by day. He was kind of one that we thought, hey, he may take a little bit of time, maybe even a year, to kind of adjust to the pace and the physicality. And he's, because of some injuries and things that we've had, he's played a bit more maybe than we thought, and he's taken to it and growing quite a bit. So I think that he'll be, he's probably, as much as everyone would like him not to have to learn through some mistakes, he's probably going to make some mistakes just being a young guy, playing in a challenging spot. But I think that I could see him being one that grows maybe the most of any of our guys throughout the course of the season too. So looking forward to it, yeah.
In the summer, I played collegiate soccer. Doesn't look like it now. But what kind of summer programs are you having the kids do? Because I know when I was playing, vigorous running and training. Sure. What are the things that you made your guys do this summer?
Yeah, so summer programs are, I think, I've been doing this a number of years. Guys, girls, this level, that level. And so partly, I guess, from my own experience, but partly from talking with other coaches as well, we're all looking for the magic bullet to get the guys to do what we want them to do, so that they're able to come in and perform at a certain level right from the get-go. if I can say anything, it's that I don't have the magic bullet. I think the program that we have is good as far as getting guys to do it on a consistent basis. That's the magic bullet that I don't have, and I think that the more consistently that we can be competitive, and the more stakes are higher, I think that I would hope that we'd get more from guys, but I think that that's probably a big piece of what separates medium teams and good teams, is that commitment in the summer and knowing that, hey, I might not play at all if I don't do this work, and because everyone else is doing the work, and we're. It doesn't sound great, but I guess if I'm being real about things, it's, hey, that's the summer works where that's probably a point that we can improve on that would help a lot.
I mean, injuries happen if you're not training to the summer. You come into the summer not in shape.
Yep.
That probably takes a toll on the body as well too.
And I guess again, being realistic, it's hard to simulate and prepare for preseason going multiple times a day. As hard as the guys are going to go, because we're telling them to play and we're telling them to train, and it's tough to find environments to be able to do that. Once you get out of high school and there's just a lot fewer guys that are playing. But going out and running, hey, that helps a lot with the soft tissue injuries, which we have a few of for sure this year, which probably has to do with some of the fitness that maybe didn't get done this summer. But until sometimes it just takes and. Hey, I might have been this guy went back in the day when I was in college. Some people got to learn the hard way. I think there's a song about that. And sometimes the guys just got to learn, hey, I don't like sitting out. I don't like having these injuries. And they've got to connect that, hey, if I would have done some of this fitness, I might not be in this spot. And sometimes that's just a lesson they got to learn. So we teach them.
Yeah. Sometimes they learn the hard way. You mentioned your goalkeepers, probably an asset to the team and strength to the team. What other strengths do you have, and what kind of weaknesses are you looking to kind of sharpen up as season starts on Wednesday?
I think our defending group as a whole is very good, I think, and that's talking with somebody, I think maybe preseason article had talked about, that's probably what we'll lean on early, because we've got multiple returning starters. Goalkeeper, we could have basically, not to say we won it, knock on wood, anybody could get injured and we're still going to be totally fine, because the level doesn't drop there. But we've got Cal Coleman's a 2-time all-conference player for us. Phil Kegba and Tong Lian, Titi. Titi's multiple-year starter now. Phil started a lot of games for us last year. Dylan Gross started a bunch of games for us. Would have started even more had he not, been out with concussion for multiple weeks last year. So we've got a number of guys that in that back line are going to, seasoned veterans, so to speak, and that means a lot. And so hopefully, the non-conference games, I don't want to say they're not important, but they should, we're really using those to kind of tune us up for conference that starts end of September. And I think that hopefully by the end of September, the new pieces that we've got coming in will kind of gel together a bit. It's sometimes offense takes a little bit longer to get going. And so hopefully by then we can kind of find the pieces that work best together. And that should be, hoping we don't open slow either. We open with the big dogs right away to start the conference schedule. So hoping to be ready to go by the time that gets there.
And speaking of conference, the Coaches Bowl came out last week. You guys were 6th. That was very similar to last year, correct? You were either 5 or 6.
Yep.
And you went all the way to the semifinals of the RSC tournament. How much stake do you guys look into that? Do you guys use this as bulletin board material? Hey, we're 6th. Let's prove the coach was wrong. Let's prove other people wrong. What kind of motivation?
Yeah, I think that I use it as bulletin board material. I don't know. I would say that I'm one that, hey, you slight me and I'm gonna memory like an elephant. I'm gonna remember. And I don't know how I would say my guys are about that. I think that one of the things that I'm and maybe this is tooting my own horn. I think that one of the things I'm most proud of our team as over my entire tenure is we're playing our best soccer at the end of the season. Polls, regardless of what the polls are, we seem to be on a run at the end of season. And I wouldn't say that that's the case for everybody. So yeah, I think that, you talk to the guys, hey, virtually every team that got ranked above us, hey, fair, maybe they should be, but we've gotten a result with about every single one of those teams, or been awfully close. I mean, I think we lost in overtime to Tech 2 or 3 years ago, and we drew both Point Park and Oakland City. We beat Oakland City the year before. So there's nobody that we have on our schedule in conference going in that we don't feel like, hey, if we're on our best day, we can beat them. And that's probably not the case for everybody in the conference. And so for sure, it's motivation. It's not something that we're getting all honked off about or anything like this, but it's something that we'll for sure probably bring up once we get to conference, probably for sure once we get to postseason, but also just kind of the legacy of the teams that we've had. Like, hey, we're a top half, top third of the conference team. That's who we are. That's who we aim to be this year. No reason that we can't do it. So,
looking at your schedule, conference and non-conference, what are the big games you're looking forward to?
I think right off the top, IUPUC is going to be a big game for us. First time that I know Kokomo's been in the conference on the women's side for a number of years, but this is the first other IU school that we've played. On top of that, it's senior day, last home game that we've got, and so that's one that it's always exciting to be able to send the seniors off. It's especially exciting to send them off with a win. We got that last year, a meaningful win against St. Mary of the Woods when we had senior day, so that's an exciting one to look forward to. I don't know if I'd like any. There's a couple teams that we don't like a whole lot, and maybe they'd like to keep that close to the vest so they don't, in case they're watching this.
Bulletin board material,
yeah. Nobody, don't want to. But there are a couple teams that, hey, they just got a couple guys that they just probably, I'd say not necessarily one that we feel a huge need to win necessarily, but one that we think when we play Brescia, that's we knocked them out of the playoffs last year. They're going to be, if I'm them, I'm coming for IU East, and so that's one that we've kind of got marked a little bit for, so we don't get caught in a trap game or a revenge game. Rio, I mentioned earlier, hey, they're always the benchmark for the conference. I know them and Tech have kind of gone back and forth, who gets the result, who doesn't. But consistently, Rio is the team that's always going deep in the national tournament, and so they're the one that kind of everyone. Hey, so anybody beats Rio, everyone else in the conference is, their eyebrows are going up, thinking, what's going on? And so that's one, and that's our conference opener too. So that's kind of going to be able to set the tone and see where things are at, and so that's for sure an exciting one to look forward to as well.
Yeah, I hope you fans can come out to a men's soccer game. Check out the schedule at iueredwolves.com. Thank you, Steve, for the time.
Yeah.
And thank you for watching this episode of Inside IU Sports.